Bashir Ahmad reacts. Bashir Ahmad reacts to Dismay listener of Peter Obi says Obedients are supporting him for personal gain. In a recent statement via his official account, Bashir Ahmad, former media aide to ex-President Muhammad Buhari, has responded to a disappointed listener of Peter Obi's conversation with Parallel Facts Space on X, formerly known as Twitter, yesterday. So this person questioned millions of Nigerians for viewing him as the ideal leader to move the nation forward. Ahmad highlighted the evolution of Obi's supporters from being IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu's loyalists through NSA's movement to now backing Peter Obi. Well, someone literally basically said, in their own words, by Taki, after listening to Peter Obi, I find it challenging to comprehend how millions of Nigerians view him as the ideal leader to move this nation forward. And then this is where Bashir Ahmad reacts on Twitter to this person's comment, and he says, well, no, they don't. They're merely leveraging Peter Obi as a means to further their personal agenda. We have observed the evolution from being IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu's loyalists through NSA's movement to now backing Peter. They should sense that he no longer aligns with their objectives. They will easily withdraw their support. This explains why it is rare to see him taking stances that oppose their views. Interesting. So he basically described the pattern of support from the Obedients based on their own personal interests rather than ideological connection. According to Ahmad, the reason behind this lies in Obi's reluctance to oppose the views of his supporters. I mean, I think at this stage, it's very embarrassing because to kind of push this rhetoric, I mean, Tinubu has won, but I also think that the fact that we still talk about Peter Obi kind of shows the impact and how, in all honesty, revolutionary the 2023 elections were, because I think that is really one of the first times Nigeria united on a strong level. Obviously, the advantage of technology and pushing a movement, that was a force. But the same rhetoric of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu's followers who turned into Peter Obi's, it's like the story is old. And this is why most of the comments really here refer to Bashir Ahmad trying to use Peter Obi for, the spotlight. The same way he's accusing Obidients of using and leveraging Peter Obi's influence for personal gain is the same way he's actually doing it, because really, Peter Obi is not president. I mean, this election would have been, a year ago? Literally. More than a year. So the problem now is, why are we still talking about him? And do not be surprised. I think for the people in power and for those PDP, APC, the ones who've been comfortably dancing around the political seat and the presidential seat, they were shook. And maybe they're still shook till today, because maybe they work hard in trying to get that power, but we made them work way harder last year in a way that they unexpected, and to be fair, maybe we're unprepared for. They couldn't cite it. So really, the rhetoric is getting embarrassing right now, and it's very clear. There's nothing that Peter Obi has done. Let's say Peter Obi did something that started trending recently, and this is a conversation, fine. But he remains relevant in other conversations because he was really a force to be reckoned with. It's just very shameful now. And I think as Nigerians, we really need to do better to understand that you can be fed with so much information, and we kind of need to have a bird's eye view on the political system and really just look at who the players are, right? don't let anyone influence you as to support this person, support that person. Step outside. So if you are not Nigerian, right, just to see everything holistically. So who are the players in this game? And the Nigerian media as well, because the rhetoric of Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, like, and this lying on Peter Obi's like campaign, where would that come from? Who would forge such a story? Who would push that story towards Peter Obi and IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu? How they've been portrayed in the news, to whose advantage is it? To what kind of representation and impression is it? So when you start to look at these things, it's like, okay, you clearly know who is against who. And the thing is, it's very shameful as a political person, who Bashir Ahmad is, to oversimplify what Peter Obi's campaign was. Regardless, if you represent what the people want, of course there'll be an alignment. I don't understand. It's kind of easy. 2 + 2 is 4. And it's the strength of his campaign. And I think that's what maybe they don't understand. And that's the advantage that Peter Obi has. Because regardless, you cannot lie and deny that he's a very good speaker, a very inspirational leader, if you're able to communicate your vision. And that is a very big skill. And you could use that in the workplace, trying to influence people around you. You want to go on a project and maybe you don't even have the money to pay certain people, and you want to take people on a journey. Knowing how to communicate your vision and excelling at it, very powerful. Cannot be underestimated. And I think they underestimated how simply Peter Obi communicated his vision, communicated and in an inspiring way, related with the plight of the people, was transparent as he was. I mean, I don't think he's perfect. For you to already be in the game, if you've entered the door, you cannot pretend that you don't know what's going on in the house. So I'm not saying that he's not aware of where he is or certain things happening. But if he knows the game, if he knows how it works, then I'm not expecting anything, whatever. But the fact that he can use that to his advantage, and maybe his plan was never to win. If he didn't win, well, actually he didn't win. But if you look at the benefits of what the journey was for Nigerians and preparing for the next elections, everybody, all the players in the game, including the people, will be better prepared. But you never know. But I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.